Did you see the abortion ban in Arizona? Yeah, it's pretty crazy because, in case you haven't seen, the state Supreme Court, I believe, reinstated an 1864 law that bans abortion across the board, no exceptions, right? And people are, obviously protesting. People are going back and forth online and everything. And I've been thinking about it a lot because I'm thinking about it from the perspective of someone who will never need one himself. Do you know what I mean? I'm never gonna get with somebody and then be like, she hit it and quit it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so I was thinking about it because it's in Arizona, but Arizona wasn't even actually a state when this law went into effect. Like Arizona didn't become a state till 1912. Arizona wasn't born yet. And it's such a contentious thing because it's so much about belief, right? There's one side that believes that there's murders happen. They believe that people are dying, and then there's another side that believes in their autonomy. They're like, no, you can't just come in here and tell me what to do, right? And no matter where you land, I've tried to think of a way through, like a path, right? Something that makes things a bit more fair, And I'm not perfect, and I'm not a woman, so I don't know if this is helpful, but it feels like everyone who wants the 1864 law should just have to live like it's 1864. Because technically they shouldn't mind anyway. We're bringing back the laws, why not the lifestyle? You can have the law that you want. You win, you got it. But also no more medicine for you. That's done. Guys, flush those down the toilet. And when you do, enjoy that last flush, because toilets are also off. Those are done too. Yeah. I don't know. Feels like we're leveling the stakes a little bit, Some of these people that want these laws, it's not actually gonna affect them. So you have to bring them in, give them some skin in the game, right? If it's 1864, oof. One bad taco. It might really take you out. I just want a good doctor. I live in New York and you think there'd be one, but I don't know. I just want to have a good doctor I can depend on and go to a lot. Because I was going to this one doctor just for a checkup, right? Just a physical, because I hadn't gone to a doctor in a year and a half. I've been blessed enough to not have more than a cold. So I just wasn't going to the doctor. And I finally went and, he had the popsicle stick. And he was like, go ah. And I was like, ah. And he's like, no, ah. I'm like, ah. And he's like, no, ah. And I was like, ah. And he's putting the popsicle stick in my mouth. He's like, no, go ah. And I'm like, ah. And he's like, deeper. I was like, don't say that to me. Not for this. And so he's like, go ah. And I'm like, ah. And then this thing happened, and I understand people are human, but this is unacceptable, right? So I'm like, ah. And then he's like, yeah, ah. But then he is going ah so much that he goes ah, and then he coughed in my mouth. And I understand that we all human and everything. We all make mistakes, but this is half off now. You can't. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna charge my full insurance, because now I got what you got. I'm a black dude with plenty of white friends, and it's crazy because there's a weird thing that you have to watch out for as a black dude with white friends. You gotta watch out for a little tokenism in there. You gotta watch out. You gotta go to the function, make sure there's another one of you. Because you don't want it to be just you. You don't want to be the only black friend. Because now I just know it's like, oh, you collecting. One black guy, one Asian guy. Oh, this is not good. This is grabbing us like infinity stones. You know what I mean? It's very uncomfortable. But there are some tells to know, like, past friendship and past any sort of like social constructs around race. There are ways to tell as a black person, all by yourself, how close your white friends really are to you, how they feel about you. You, as a black person, don't always know who your white friends are until they take a picture of you. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about. Cameras weren't necessarily made with melanin in mind. And every once in a while, you'll have a white friend take a picture of you or a picture of you and them, and you don't come out looking great. And you'll show them the picture. You'll be like, what is this? You made me look like a cat. Like, what is happening right now? And they're like, looks great to me. Oh, okay. That's terrifying news, because that means this is how I look to you all the time. If you don't see a difference, I don't know if we could be friends. This is insanity. Love a white friend who thinks about a flash. Sometimes at the sacrifice of themselves. I've had some wonderful white friends who have been like, let's make sure that everybody in the picture looks good. We'll put the flash on. I don't even have to say anything. Just in my head, I'm like, wow, what a white friend. What a true ally. And then we'll take the picture and I come out looking amazing. We're coming out looking extra Nubian, like a young prince. And then they look like a fresh ghost. And this is where hypocrisy comes into play. This is where everyone can be a little racist, because I'll see the picture and I'll be like, I don't really see a problem here at all. You look great to me. I'll be vulnerable for a second. Tell you. I'm lucky to be staying in a very nice hotel this time, right? But I did a show in Detroit back in the day, and every time I do a show in Detroit, I don't really get a good hotel. I don't know if Detroit doesn't have them, but even when I stay at a different place, I'm having the same experience. And basically, I got some food, was going to my hotel room. I was eating the food in my hotel room and proceeded to get food poisoning in the hotel room, right? So I'm very sick. I'm feeling horrible. And I'm feeling horrible quickly, which means this could be death. You know what I mean? Usually, even as poison, it sits for a second. It decides to stretch before it poisons, right? Like, let me get my, But this poison went right to work. And so I ran to the bathroom and was in the bathroom for what had to be like 45 minutes, right? Like, I say that because I just finished an episode of Answer It, yeah. I say that because I finished an episode of Love is Blind, and I think that's around 45 minutes. And so I was in there for quite a while, and you do your best, while you do your best. And because this was not a good hotel room, this is not my fault, but because it's not a good hotel room, things in the hotel room are not good, right? So like the little cabinets are rickety and everything, and at a certain point the toilet does stop flushing, and I don't know what to do, because they put they put everything in there, but they don't put enough in there. Like there's no plunger in the room, and I kind of get why, because I understand if you go to a hotel room and there's already a plunger in there, you're like, I'm not in a good place. I'm not. This is, things have happened here. If there's already a plunger in here, I don't want to live this life. I need to try to get my money back, right? But when you need a plunger and there's not one, you are like, why don't they just have a plunger in here? And there's no cabinet with certain things like a broom or a plunger that you would need. And so I finish up. I got most of the poison out, and now I got to figure out what I'm gonna do though, because I'm in this room for 2 days. And I don't know, I personally let things bother me, and I let my mind go to place, like I'll go with a scenario to a place that it would probably never go, but I'm so in my head about it, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, there's a part of me that's scared that if they know that this is me, because now I have to tell them. Now you know what I mean? Now I'm basically supposed to go downstairs, because I can't call down because the phone is broken. It's not a good hotel room. And so now I basically have to go downstairs and be like, hey, listen, I got some food from where y'all recommended, by the way, and it poisoned me. I was poisoned, and then I had to work the poison out. Anyway, do you have a plunger? That is too much in my mind to have to do with a stranger. And I was like, I was even honestly kind of rehearsing it in the mirror. Like I was just like, if I just ask for a plunger, or if I'm like, hey, do you have any extra bathroom supplies? And then they're like, toilet paper. I'm like, guess again. Like I don't know what to do next, but I'm panicking. And sometimes I really do, I don't let people see it, but sometimes I really work myself into a frenzy. And so I was like practicing in the mirror what I might say. And then I was like, no, because then even if I plunge it myself, I don't even want them to come in, because then they'll think of me like that. I can't leave a tip big enough I also can't leave a tip big enough because I don't have the money to stay in a nicer place. So like we are all meeting on the level right now, right? And so I'm like, I'll plunge it myself, but then if I plunge it, then where do I put the plunge? And so then I go downstairs, and I'm standing in front of the front desk, and somebody else was checking in, so I let them check in, and then I walk up, and I'm like, hey, I think my room got broken into. And it just sort of came out of my mouth. But they were like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, I came back and the door was open and stuff. Y'all don't have cameras, do you? You wouldn't have cameras. This is in a nice hotel, so. Okay, y'all have to take my word for it, thank goodness. But yeah, I sort of came back and my door was cracked open. Maybe I didn't close it enough. That's my bad, but can you, I don't know. I just don't know what to do. This has never happened to me before. And so then they're like, well, let us see if anything was taken. And so I was like, oh, I didn't want this to happen either. And they walk with me back to my room. And so I open the door, and the bathroom door is closed. I had to close it. Even for me, it smells like poison in there. And so the bathroom door is closed, so that we're walking around the room. Now, I have been quite messy, so it does look a little robbed in there, which is very convenient for the lie I just told. Like, there's, you know what I mean? There's just, the bag is open and it's upside down. I did that. Like, I just got frustrated. I couldn't find my fidget spinner, and so I was like, but then I'm looking around, and they're looking around. They're like, do you see anything missing? I'm like, no, not really. And then I slip back behind them while they're looking around, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't look like they kicked the door open or anything. And then I open the bathroom door. I'm like, oh. They did something bad in here. Y'all need to up security. Y'all. Look. Nobody should have to deal with this. Do y'all have a plunger? Because I will do it myself.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host and fellow stand-up comedian, Logan Nilsson. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm tip-top.
Great.
Yeah, it's been...
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. Apparently, my neighbors are happy. They've been doing burnouts all day.
Yeah, we'll see if it shows up in the audio, but it does sound like you're living next door to the fucking Daytona 500, the way...
Yeah.
It literally just sounded like race cars going in a circle.
We all celebrate in different ways, I guess. We all...
Yeah. I guess for context, because this will be a couple weeks after, but we're recording this the day after, Biden won the election. So a lot of people still out there.
Yeah, still out there.
Celebrating.
Doing a lot of left turns, I guess.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, I thought the apartment was moving. Because the first ones were so loud. They were so
right
loud.
Out front?
They seemed everywhere.
Right.
It sounded like the car was in my apartment. And I think they started being out front, and then now they've moved to more like the side streets. But yeah, and I'm sure if I were out there right now, I'd be like, yes, do it. It is very cool, because it is. It is like a fun thing to watch someone do.
I love that character in the street racing movies. Yes, do it. I think that's very cool.
Do it. Keep doing it even better.
Yes. Well done, chums. Very cool.
Matt, because here's the thing.
I like it. Burn out, baby. I think it's very cool.
What's funny to me, just in general about myself, is that I'm so scared to drive, but I'm not scared to fly at all. Like
that is interesting.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, I get, but I mean, you're not flying the plane yourself.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like, I guess if I was flying the plane, I would be very stressed out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think why maybe, because do you get nervous when you're riding, like when you're like riding passenger to me? Like, is that nerve-wracking to you just being in a car?
No, because I will here's the thing. This is the way I feel about cars, is that you're in a chair that could kill someone.
Yes.
So as long as I'm not doing the killing, I'm pretty chilled out. Yeah. I've been in the car with people who I know can't drive. I when I got in the car, I was like, this is a bad idea. This guy is about as nearsighted as they come.
Right. So yeah, I'd say it's more just you just like the idea of being chauffeured. You piece of shit. No,
I mean, maybe, but I also think that there's just the level of responsibility and the level of like probability that something bad will happen is just so much more likely in a car than it even is on a plane. Because if you think about it, it's like if you take 5 flights in an entire year, what's the likelihood that this flight is going down? Whereas if you drive every day, you're at least going to have some scares.
You're way more likely to die in a car accident than a plane crash. I almost called it a plane accident. Yeah,
it is an accident usually.
When one plane bumps up into the back of another one, a little.
Can I tell you, I saw a whole documentary about that, and you would not believe how many people lived. two planes hitting midair, coming right at each other. With the radio, there was like something wrong with the frequency on one, and the other one was like having some other technical issue, so they just didn't see each other until this last second. And we think of planes as like a slow flying thing, but they're super fast.
Oh no, they're crazy fast.
And so the crash happened so fast, and I don't remember if they were both trying to land at the same. I'm positive they were trying to land at the same airport. That's the only reason two planes would.
I could see that.
But then they cut across each other, and basically the wing of one went into the other plane, and then they both crashed. And eyewitnesses on the scene said they saw a guy. This was like, this is only funny because so many people survived. They saw a guy that was like still in his seat. So like something out of a Bad Boys movie, still in his seat. The seat had like separated from the plane, had skidded in the field and just like skidded across, was still on a little bit of fire. And he just undid his seatbelt and walked away.
Fuck it, my hero. Hell yeah.
That dude wanted no parts of whatever was coming next.
Be even better if he was sleeping. Like he was like, "Oh, here already." Well,
already, okay. Looks like they burned that meal, whatever that was.
Airline food, am I right?
Yeah, but no. So that I think that you're right. That's I can't imagine if I was going to try to fly a plane. I would be like, why are there so many buttons? Either fly or don't. There should just be a fly button. There should just be one button that says fly.
Yeah. This button says New York. This button says LA. You push one way, push one the other. Yeah, no, you'd be a wreck with that. But no, you are way more likely to die in a car accident than in a plane crash. And I think it's like your most accidents more than likely happen within like 3 miles of home.
Yeah.
For most people.
Yeah, when you let your guard down.
I think usually because that's, I think you let your guard down. That's when you're like, oh, fuck, I gotta go. And you burn out your driveway to get the hell out, going towards work. I think is why it's that maybe.
Or it's the end of an election. You decide to drag race a stranger.
Yeah. All day, apparently. Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm just gonna drive around Brooklyn and just get into gonna race for pinks, baby. That's what I'm gonna be doing all day. Woo, Biden.
This is how I can tell I'm getting older. Not only am I not out there with them, but as I was hearing the second hour of it, I was like, they wasting good gas money.
Yeah, man. I have that thought all the time. Come on, man. I don't know. I also like it's interesting with all the, maybe we don't want to talk about this because it's topical news and this will be already a couple weeks after, but the interesting thing with all of the celebrations that happen, which like I'm not trying to rain anyone's parade, but like we talked about a little bit ago, but it's like I was immediately seeing videos of like, all right, we're all getting together and we're hanging out now, and seeing in every single video, every story I saw posted, people weren't wearing their masks. I'm like, guys, you guys were the ones who were angry the whole time. Like we can't now be like, pandemic over now. Like, no, it's not. It's very much not.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of being so excited you run out into the middle of the street to scream, but you are in traffic now.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I hope people are celebrating responsibly, I guess, which again, this is going to be in the future of them doing it. So this does nothing for anyone. It's been a wild weekend. It's been a weird one. It's been a strange weekend just because like my girlfriend had to get tested for COVID. She got exposed at work. Which she's a nurse, but it was like a patient that she had who then was negative but tested positive later, and she had all of her gear on. That's why she was fine, but they had her get tested. And when you're waiting on that result, and it's not even for me, but it was like if she has it, then like I got to get tested. And then, being a substitute teacher here too, then it's like, well, then I got to talk to like the contact tracer person for the Mitchell County Health. And it's just like, it immediately, I was just making a list of stuff in my head being like, I hope I don't have to do all this shit. Like I also hope my girlfriend's not sick, because that would be devastating. But also, I don't want to do this stuff. This is more people I got to call and deal with. Also, I really hope my girlfriend's fine, but I don't want to make these phone calls.
But also paperwork.
Shit. So, she's fine, by the way. Her test came back negative. She's fine. But
you don't want to leave people on a cliffhanger like that.
Yeah, you don't. Well, and I just had a couple people being like, "Oh, do you maybe want like a friend being like, hey, do you want to have like beers in the yard or whatever and hang out for a second?" Or talked about helping my brother with his house or something a little bit, because those are people who are take all the precautions too. And he was just like, hey, do you want to do something tomorrow? And I'm just like, well, I gotta wait and make sure COVID's not in my house. And he's like, yes, good idea, thank you.
Oh man, it's also the thing that I think I've just been anxious about is that to what you're saying and to like what we were talking about before, I'm probably gonna go home for Thanksgiving, which means I'll get on my first flight of the whole year.
Yeah, and
so it's just had me thinking about flights a lot, like just about the safety and just about like. Man,
you're daydreaming about flights. You're having these planes.
Because I normally love to fly. I really do. You buckle up for a movie that's not going to be that good, but it's free, so you don't have to stress about it.
Yeah, I fell asleep during Star Wars Solo. One of my last flights. That's the last movie I watched in a plane was Solo. At the beginning of it was very bad. Then I fell asleep, woke up, and there was some cool shit happening. I'm like, hey, this movie got good while I was sleeping.
While I was gone, y'all really turned this around.
You guys really read the room.
Yeah. Yeah, quick. We're losing him.
No, he's sleeping, man. Get Donald Glover in here. Come on. Let's get...
Yeah, we got him back. Don Glover, nice haircut.
I missed his introduction entirely. Woke up and just like, oh, Lando Calrissian's here. Oh, they're flying from something. Neat.
Yeah. Dude, so I don't know if you saw this. This is actually pretty old story overall. Mm-hmm. But there was this couple that was on a flight, and so this was back before the Face ID, right? When it was still just the finger, right? Just the fingerprint on the phone to unlock it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right? I didn't want to have those extra.
Until you said phone, I was like, Face ID for what?
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I've never had to scan anything to get on a flight. Like,
yeah, like
aside from my ticket.
I'm just saying, like, this is how you know it was like a few years ago, right?
Right.
And
yeah.
So my man fell asleep, right? And his wife, while he's asleep, grabbed his phone, took his finger, and then unlocked his phone with his sleeping hand, right? Mm-hmm. And then when she unlocked the phone, she found everything. She found all the homegirls in there, found everything, and then she started beating his ass so hard they had to land the plane.
Wait, was this someone you knew, or was this a story?
No. This is a news story.
Okay, because I remember this now. I remember.
Yeah.
Once you said they had to land the plane, I was like, I remember hearing about that story.
Because then this is what's so funny to me about it, right? Is that so she already found everything out. So he probably been sleeping pretty peacefully for a minute because it took her time to like read through everything.
Right.
Yeah, you know I mean? Like she didn't just open the phone and then just start beating him. She wanted to get all the evidence.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so she's delving in. She's finding whole friends she didn't know about, conversations. She's reading through. She's getting paragraphs in, right?
Yeah.
So this the other reason The other reason it makes me laugh is because it's like you as the dude don't know what she knows, right? But she is so angry that she's not even like playing the when you're just caught when someone's just caught you and so they ask you some leading questions so that you can tell on yourself. Yeah. She's not even doing that.
It's doing the Columbo, just like so. One more thing. There's one more thing that I want to ask you about. Who's
just waiting to catch
Janice?
you?
Who is who is this Janice and how do you know her?
And so,
she looks like a hoe, I just want to say.
Columbo got all the receipts. Yeah. And so then, obviously there's not like a full on transcript of what happened, but from the report that I saw, she basically woke him up by beating him, right? So then this dude is sleeping peacefully and he just feels hands just slap it, right?
Hi, honey.
So just slap, and then questions in between the slapping. But he doesn't know, like, not only is he going to try to lie first, but he probably doesn't even know what she's talking about because he doesn't know that she knows. So now she's like, boom, slap. Who is Janice? And then he's like, huh? And then she's like, don't huh me, because in her mind, he's already lying. But he genuinely is coming out of sleep. So he's going huh as like, I'm waking up back from unconsciousness.
My first thought is like, anytime I've fallen asleep on a plane and woken up, it takes a second to be like, where the fuck am I? So now add slapping to that. Yeah. And
yeah. Now add slapping.
Where am I? Who are you? What's happening? What year is it? Who's Janice? That's
right. And from the report that I saw, not only did she have form, but he was also
in the reports really good form. She squared up.
I mean, it didn't say she had good form. It just said that she was beating him handily. So
the report just says she was winning.
Yeah. Oh, easily. He wasn't even covering up well. He needs some lessons. Just some general boxing lessons about your guard, because she's breaking through the guard with uppercuts. All right.
While seated in a plane aisle. That's incredibly difficult.
Oh no.
Was she above him?
This is the best part. So then
was she standing or was she sitting still in the seat next to him, or does she get up?
No. Okay. Not only has she hadn't got up yet. All right.
Oh, okay. So that's the thing. So that is some good punches if she's able to really fuck him up seated next to him. That's an awkward way to hit.
And I'm pretty sure she had like I don't have any evidence for this, but I'm pretty sure she had like fully planned it out how she was going to start. Like, it wasn't an emotional thing. She thought through like every sentence she was reading, she was thinking through how she was going to beat this dude's ass. So I'm pretty sure she lowered the seat back table just to box him in a little bit more. All right.
I like that, or I like the idea of her calmly putting it up in preparation for ass beating, of being like, oh well, hang on, I got to do this, and let me undo my seatbelt, and you're gonna need some help, so I'm gonna go ahead and call the attendant now, and then
that's exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like she calmly raised her seat back table and calmly lowered his, and just was setting up everything nicely, right?
Put some coffee on it too.
Probably turned his reading light on just so he'd be blinded. So then not only is she beating his ass, but he is in a window seat, so he's fully boxed in. Yeah. He can't get out. Yeah. And so then it's not like, no one really knows what's going on when any fight on a plane starts. Okay. So there's like a commotion, but he's not even like yelling like stop hitting me or anything yet, because he's just so out of it. Mm-hmm. Right. And then
he just wants to know if they're there yet.
Yeah. So then finally, wouldn't that be great if it was like you start getting beat, but you've also landed, so you'll be able to get away soon. Nah, they were mid-flight. You're 10,000 feet stuck.
Sorry, you're getting beat across 2 time zones.
Yeah, you're about to join the 6 feet deep, mile high club.
Not sure how that math works out, but it's not good for you. It's not good for you.
Yeah, it's not going to be great. I think it ends with you being thrown off the plane.
6 feet deep, mile high club.
And so she's like wailing on him, right?
Right.
And then I don't know if the flight attendant saw first or a passenger saw first, but then they like got involved, like, ma'am. You know what I mean? Because like the thing that's funny to me about stuff like this is that no matter how like trashy someone is behaving, someone at their job still has to say ma'am or sir.
Yeah.
Like it always cracks me up. Like it's like even Waffle House fights, they'll be like, sir, and then they start swinging.
Listen,
then the employee starts fighting.
Which I think it makes the punches more righteous if you say sir while doing it. It really, I don't know. It adds an extra level of stank to it. Just like, oh yeah, sir.
Right?
You know, it really.
And so then
the combination of respectful and disrespectful in one is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Because like this is my thing. So then, you know, people are kind of trying to get her off of him and everything. But like, I don't know if she's just that strong or people are not quite trying to break the fight up good enough, because there's no way this is the thing. As someone who watches fights, I love martial arts. I watch UFC, everything.
Yeah.
Refs rarely have a problem breaking up a fight between two big guys. So it shouldn't be that hard to break up a fight between a person who's not fighting back and a person who's trying to fight in a middle seat. Like that, like
right. Well, but
that seems pretty straightforward.
In a plane, though, those people didn't agree ahead of time that if they get broken up, they have to go to their separate corners. You know, it's a different set of rules that have been laid out. Because really, the main rule is, hey, don't fight on the plane, and already that's being ignored. So now any other form of decorum of someone coming in the middle being like, hey, now, you know, that shit's gone. Sorry, they're already fighting in the air. Like gods.
But I mean, this is my thing. There's at least 2 flight attendants on this plane,
right?
Because this is a decently sized plane, right? So between 2 people,
right,
and what I hope is an air marshal, that's proof that air marshal wasn't on that plane.
Oh, for sure. Or he's cheating on his wife.
So then they cannot seem to stop her. Like she's just in the pocket. She's just landing nice clean strikes. And then I can also tell you, as someone who's tried to break up fights before, that sometimes they're too messy and you end up getting hurt as the person trying to break up the fight. So I can tell if someone's beating another person well enough, you don't want to get involved. You're like, hey, look, especially like, I'm pretty sure that you are now slowly. So initially, when you see people hitting people, you're usually on the side of the person being hit because no one likes violence, you know? But then as she is yelling out more accusations, it does kind of start to seem slightly more even. Yeah, I mean, like,
right. I mean,
like
most of the time, if I see a woman start punching a man, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, he probably deserves this, but I probably need to do something. You know, like, yeah,
like you try to break it up because you're like, in the off chance that this is just an abusive woman, let's you know, let's break this up.
I don't like seeing people get hurt out and about, but if it's a woman going, it says, I'm like, oh, he probably did something, but not saying it's worth him getting punched. I'm not saying violence is going to solve it, but I guarantee there's a story. Like,
yeah, if she's in the middle of screaming, the best years of my life, da 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 da, I gave you 2 kids, da 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 da. It's like, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. You start to be a little gentler with your declarations to stop. Like, oh no, ma'am, don't, please, don't do it. And so then they cannot get her off of him, and I guess they just tell the pilot. I guess someone stops trying to bring up the fight and just runs to the cockpit and is like, "Hey, look." We have a situation. Yeah. I can't even pass out the snacks. All right.
Listen, if we don't land this plane, she's going to bring us all down.
She is going to use him to beat us. Okay.
She's going to put a fist through one of the windows, and then this whole cabin's going to get depressurized.
And so yeah, they landed, and I do remember almost certain she got arrested upon landing. It's like
I thought you were saying she got arrested upon, and I'm like, that is not a phrase. That is not.
No. No, I'm pretty sure they were waiting for her. Because you can't. Because this is also the thing. She also must have been beating his ass as they were landing. So imagine you already think you hate flying, right? Imagine you can see out the window the ground getting a little closer, and you just count down in your head. All right, 15, 14, 13. We got to land soon. And then imagine this. So she's beating him, right? Mm-hmm. She's beating him. And then they land. And so he's like, oh, thank goodness I'm saved. But then because they weren't supposed to be at this airport anyway, they can't get to the gate. They need to wait for a gate.
Right. Well, and
so now he's basically just getting beat in a car.
Well, and even if they get to the gate, like I know this wasn't even the airport they're going to, but there's always people who are quick to just rush out and clog up the hallway too. So now you're just going to get beat while people are walking by watching it.
Yeah. Oof. And then, okay, so
you gotta say thank you to the captain while you're getting punched in the head. No. Thank you, guys. Ow. Thank you.
Thank you. You good for nothing. Thank you.
Yeah, she even does it too. I told you. Thank you, guys.
You do such great work.
Yeah.
So look, this is insane. This next story I was not here for. I wasn't on this flight, but my buddy Al from Chicago said that I could tell it because he was like on the flight, and it's. I'm sure that it didn't have to get this crazy. It's basically just one big misunderstanding. But a guy was sitting in what I think he must have been like first class for it to transpire this way. So yeah, I think he was in first class.
Because everyone was throwing money at each other.
No. You'll see.
No,
But basically, this guy on his flight was sitting in the front of the plane, if not first class, as close to. And this guy falls asleep during the flight. And while he's asleep, he's like out, right? So and I don't know if he has a condition or whatever, but he's so out that even when the craziness starts, he's still out. Like he's like, I don't know if he took a thing to sleep through the flight or something, but he's completely gone out of the picture.
Okay.
And the flight is about halfway there. So it's a flight from I think it was from Chicago to Portland. And so they're halfway there. So they've been in the air for 2.5 hours or something. And at one point, I don't know if they're trying to gain altitude. I don't know why, but the plane sort of tilts, upward. And as the plane is slightly tilting upward, a foot rolls through the aisle, just bouncing, rolling on its side, like a foot in a shoe rolls all the way to the back. And so everyone seems to see it.
Yeah. And it's
quiet at first.
And it's checking. Well, then they start checking with each other, did you fucking see a foot go by?
So everyone is calm at first because they're all to your point, did you see that foot? Everything, right? Then
I'm just not getting like air sickness or something, right? Like you, like,
Yeah, you saw a whole
you saw a foot, right?
in a shoe
You
roll
saw
by,
that,
right? So then the oh, look, God is a genius, all right, because the comedic timing of this could not be pulled off any better. So as the foot's rolling, it's not until it hits the very back with a thud that people start screaming, right? So this lady in the back that was probably like next to the foot, and that's
Right.
why she screamed. Because everyone else, it was just a moment, but for her, this is her life now.
Well, and you can maybe convince yourself that like, oh, maybe it's just a shoe, but when it's got the thud of a foot in it,
yeah,
that makes it more real. Oh no!
And so-
Oh no! It's got foot in it.
So then this is oh man. Okay, so then it plops next to her. She sees it, looks down, screams, right? So as she starts screaming, everyone else on the plane that saw it is like, yes, that must have been a foot. That was definitely a foot then. And so then they start screaming.
Well, if you don't
And
mind
so
me, I will
then-
join in the hysteria.
Right? So you know how the flight attendants usually, especially on like a fairly sized flight, they usually sit basically like in this back compartment where all the food and all this stuff is. So then the flight attendant comes forward from the back and is like looking for like everyone stay calm, what's happening, right? Steps on the foot. And then she looks down and goes, oh my God. And so then she's like, you can tell when someone's like trying to like compartmentalize all their feelings, but also be professional. So then she is like, is someone okay? Is someone missing a foot?
Yeah.
And so then like people kind of stop screaming now because now it's like, it's not like it's calmed down, but now at least someone is trying to take care of it.
Right.
And so like the woman that the foot was next to is still hysterical. But then like the flight attendant's like, is anyone like, is this a prank? Like what is this? This isn't funny. Like, is someone missing their foot? And then whole time this guy in the first class is still asleep. And
I'm guessing,
and then finally,
I'm guessing he's missing a foot.
So then as she's like making these same like proclamations of like, you know, like, cause now she's like in that space, I guess, where she's gone from like scared herself to like a little like mad. And so then as she's walking to the plane, just repeating herself, she's like, yeah, this isn't funny. There can be serious consequences for like doing stuff like this on a plane. Like this isn't a joke or anything.
Yeah.
Is someone
you can't
missing a foot?
travel with any fruit or vegetables or foots. You can't. We check that. You can't have it.
That is overhead luggage at best.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Do you have any foot or vegetables to declare?
So then as she gets closer to the front, she ends up waking that guy up. And this guy goes, my foot, my foot, which doesn't help.
No.
Because
Because it just sounds like someone's foot fell off. Yeah.
Yeah, now people think his foot was taken from him or cut off or whatever. So now people start screaming again.
Oh, Jesus.
Then, and she still doesn't have the foot. She's just walking around looking to see if somebody's like snickering or something. Like she didn't pick up the foot or anything or the shoe. But like then she gets the guy and, you know, logical explanation. The dude has a prosthetic foot up to the ankle, and for more room when he's flying and taking a nap, he takes it off. Mm-hmm. But in this particular instance, the way that the plane gained altitude, it went a little bit to the side and then up. So it perfectly dumped his foot into the aisle and then rolled it back.
I also just don't think if I saw a foot land next to me, and it's like you would be able to tell it was prosthetic. I don't know if that I'd be like, Like, I don't think that would be my first. I'd be like, oh fuck, a foot.
I mean,
like,
you're a reasonable person,
I get
but like
that's
all
fair.
type of manner of people fly. Like I feel like imagine
That's true.
Imagine if this is your first flight.
That's true.
This is your first flight ever.
That would be
and
great.
just feet are rolling next to you.
Does this happen on every one? Does this happen on every flight? Are there limbs rolling about?
Oh,
That's
man.
wild. And then he was also arrested once they landed. No,
Man.
for public nuisance. No.
Just imagine you're like you're like, my foot is like, sir, oh my God, sir, it's your foot. Are you okay? He's like, where's my foot? And now you have to be like, it pretty much rolled next to the bathroom. I'll go get it.
Yeah. Oh, it's back there. And he's like, oh, it's in coach now. Let them keep it. It's been sullied by their grubby fingers.
Imagine what you would think someone was doing though, if you, because you know how they have the curtain that doesn't do anything, the curtain between
Yeah.
first class and coach,
Right, yeah.
and then under that curtain just spits a foot.
Yeah, you'd start to think it's some sort of like, oh, like, I get it. The rich people get away with murder. We're in international airspace or some shit. So now this is where
Just sending body parts and carcasses for the rest of us.
It's where the Epsteins of the world get to just dismember people at the front of the plane. I get what the curtain's for now.
Champagne and dismemberments. Oh man. But yeah, I just, I want to experience flights again.
Now I want to know,
know.
is it are you specifically missing experiencing flights, or are you missing experiencing anything? Because I don't
that's a good question.
I don't even particularly like flying that much. Hell yeah, I could go for a flight right now just because it would be something else.
I can't remember what country, but they're offering flights right now that just are, there's no destination. You're just in the air for 2 hours.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't miss flying that much. I like for it to end up somewhere. I don't want to I don't want to just sit in an elevator for 3 hours. I'd rather, end up somewhere.
Imagine that's the flight you get a migraine on. The flight to nowhere that's not going to land for another hour.
Or what if you're doing that flight and you're like, there's a fucking baby on this one too? Why? Like what? It's already a weird idea to like have to fly the baby anywhere, but to go nowhere, you brought the baby?
That's so funny. I'm trying to sleep and your baby is keeping me awake on my 2-hour flight back home from home.
Yeah. I have some flight like credits still sitting because I was supposed to come to New York at the beginning of the year, right before. Remember, it was the week New York shut down in the initial pandemic stuff. But so I was going to come out and stay with you and our buddy Steve Malloy. I was going to come out for a bit, and then I remember you and Steve both called me being like, "Yeah, I don't know if now's a good time. It seems to be getting a little weird here with this whole coronavirus thing." And then it was like, I literally canceled. I was like, yeah, I'll push it back. And I delayed the flight. And then it was just like, oh, by the way, New York's closed. Don't come.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I chose that timing well, I guess.
Yeah, this would actually be a very different podcast if you had come, because you probably would have had to stay. Probably would have been like living here the entire time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we would just be recording in person then. We wouldn't have to deal with with FaceTimes and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But I think I still have those credits through next year, or into like when I canceled it. So, if that ever becomes an option again, maybe I'll use it. But
yeah,
fuck. It keeps not looking that way. And it's embarrassing that Iowa, a very spread out state where it's very easy to not be near people, we're like one of the worst places in the nation right now. So I don't know. Like, it's the point of having all these cornfields between us if we're all just going to get together and touch mouths. Like, I don't understand it.
That's what the Midwest gets for being so friendly.
Yeah, it shouldn't be so easy to find each other in all these corn mazes that we have. But I don't know.
Man, I also I think for me too, the movies when I was flying were like I would try a movie that I would never watch on land in a flight.
Oh yeah. Well, for me, it was always like, oh, if I fall asleep during this, that's fine, because I don't normally do that if I'm watching something, at home. It's usually something I want to watch. But in a plane where it's like, well, I'm literally just passing time, so I don't really give a shit what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I am conscious though, of just like, has this one got like sex in it? Because there's like people next to me, and like it's on the back of the seat. You're always...
Yeah, So my thing is, especially on flights to Australia, which I've had a few now, and so those are long flights there, and
how long
sometimes
is that
shorter
flight?
flights back.
How is that from
like 16 hours?
Jesus. See, I've never done a flight like that, and
yeah, I think it's 16 from New York. It's actually only like 12 from LA.
oh, is it? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Because I always thought it was like Australia to LA was like one of the longest flights, but I suppose that makes sense.
And when I fly to Australia, I get work done with movies.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
oof. I watched Cabaret for the first time and the entire Pitch Perfect trilogy. I got off that plane singing.
Yeah, man. Wow. What an interesting marathon to have.
I mean, you also only have as many options as they give you unless you brought your own iPad.
For sure.
So like,
yeah.
I think Qantas just had a deal with somebody.
With Anna Kendrick.
I'm gonna be right back just because my computer's about to die. So I'm gonna.
Motherfucker! I've told you to plug it in before we start. It's annoying to edit around. He always does. Yeah, I'm not gonna cut it out. This time I'm not gonna cut it out. I'm gonna let you guys know what I deal with. He'll just suddenly, in the middle of a thought, we'll be talking about something, and he'll just go. He's got to do something else. He's got to plug something in. He's got to take a call. He's got to go grab something. He's foolish. He's foolish, and he's inconsiderate. And he's putting his headphones back on right now. Hey, buddy! I wasn't talking about you.
You're a monster. I don't know what you were saying, but I can tell you for a fact it wasn't true.
I didn't say anything, man. I was just waiting patiently for you to plug your computer in the middle of us talking.
Oh, man.
What? Say something. What?
It's just it's one of those things where oh man, I wondered about a lot of people if I met them at different times, if we would have the relationship that we have, and
Oh, you say? Are you thinking if we met now we wouldn't be friends?
No, I don't think that. I actually wonder. I think there are certain people you can meet too early though. Like I can tell you that when I was in college, some of my best friends to this day, right? Mm-hmm. This still cracks me up. So 3 of my best friends from college, when I met each of them, I did not like them. I did not like them at all. I like it was more than I just didn't like them. I like weirdly had a bone to pick with them. And then we got over it, and like 2 of us joined the same fraternity, and then the third one, like we all, I want there to come a day where we can all just chill again because, we all live in different places now. Like two of them are still in Louisiana, and one I think he's in Mississippi now or something, and I'm in New York, but it's crazy. And we've had a conversation about it. Like one of my really good friends, I remember when initially when I saw him, we had a class together. That's like how we met.
Yeah.
And it was like this orientation class or something. And I said, hey, because, just trying to be friendly, make friends. I don't know anybody. He didn't seem to know anybody. And like, he looked at me and then he just turned away. And in my head, I was like,
Jeez.
this bastard, I can't believe the nerve of a person to look at you and not acknowledge, because it was just a deadpan face. And then when he tells it from his perspective, he had been having a terrible day, right? Yeah. He had been having the worst day, and he was darting around looking for, I think somebody was supposed to bring him something. Basically I don't know if he hadn't prepared to basically come to college that day. Like, it was because, we're all from Louisiana.
Right, yeah.
So we all had varying degrees of travel, and some people only had to travel for an hour. So I think that he was looking for someone that was supposed to bring him something, and he was just looking around, darting around, right? So then when I said, hey, it was in the middle of him looking around. So he's like, I didn't even hear you. I'm just in a panic and I'm sweating. And then I look, and as I'm panning with my eyes across the room, you say, hey, and I just turn back around. And then we didn't even get to strike up that conversation for a week, and I hated that dude. I was like, what a monster. Because in that moment, he reaffirmed every fear that you have when you're trying to meet new people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You'd be like, oh, this is why you don't introduce yourself. This is why you don't put yourself out there.
That he apologized profusely. He was like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was looking around for people to make friends with, too. And then we ended up becoming friends a week later. Right. And I was like, this dude's the best. Then the other dude, we had some sort of weird misunderstanding when we met, where we got in an argument, but then we worked it out and then ended up going to the cafeteria together and having lunch together. And then our friendship sort of started there. But then the third dude is Donovan, who I've mentioned multiple times in multiple scenarios.
I want to meet him. I've heard a lot of stories about Donovan, but he's one of your friends I haven't met yet.
Dude, you'll love Donovan.
You're a dog too?
Donovan, I was trying to. Yeah. Oh, now there's a dog. Yeah. I guess the dog just heard that Biden won. It's losing it. I swear, between burnouts and dogs, we're gonna get this podcast recorded.
Yeah. No, I'm getting a lot of fun Foley from your end of the recording.
It's what it's like to be in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I
just probably a dog chasing the cars.
The dog's winning the street race.
Yeah. So then, when it came to Tyler, who was the one of my first friends that I made, he was the one that we had lunch together and everything. And then I would go over to Tyler's room, and he was roommates with Donovan, right? And so Donovan and I did not vibe at first. It was really interesting how it played out, because in my head, Donovan was just this, I just projected so much onto him, because Donovan is so many things that I am not. So I was just this is a big dude thinks he's so cool and stuff, all this stuff like this, right? Stuff that didn't even make sense. And then he thought that I was crazy. He thought I was legit out of my mind.
Right.
And then because he also hung out with Tyler, because Tyler was his roommate, I would just be talking or telling stories the way that we talk, and I will tell you a story, and he'll be like, this guy's, something's wrong with him. Something's not right. I don't like it. And this is the thing that turned him off of me. I think I could be wrong. I'll have to ask him about this, or maybe he'll text me how wrong I am if he listens to this episode.
Yeah, does he listen? How good of a friend is he?
Yeah, he listens.
Support the show. Yeah. I'm just creating drama for no reason.
Basically, there was a day where I was hanging out with Tyler and Donovan and everything, and earlier that day, I had seen, which is I've never seen it since. It's crazy. I had seen two squirrels like running after each other, and they looked like they were about to like mate. Like it looked like some sort of like mating thing because they weren't fighting over anything, but they were like
Right.
running around each other and then rubbing up together and then running up the tree and everything.
Yeah.
And then just when it seemed like those squirrels were about to get busy, an eagle swooped in and snatched one of them.
The ultimate cock block.
Yeah. And so, and the squirrel was fighting, and it drew like a small crowd. Like there were 10 of us who like
Imagine,
were like, oh my gosh.
Imagine as a human, you're about to fuck someone. You and another human. You guys are in the bedroom and you're ready to get busy, and then suddenly she gets killed by a tiger.
That doesn't care about you.
Doesn't care about you at all.
The tiger just came and went for her. So
It's gonna take a few seconds. You're just gonna go, whoa.
because I'm younger and I'm not as self-aware and probably a list of other things. I didn't tell that story the way I just told it to you.
Right.
I told it from the shell-shocked perspective of someone who just saw it happen.
Okay.
So then when I came to the lunch table, I sat down and I was like, Tyler or somebody was like, hey man, how's your day going? What you been up to? Like, how are classes? And instead of addressing any of those questions, I just went, yeah, I saw 2 squirrels trying to bang and then an eagle came out of nowhere. And I'm pretty sure one of them's dead. And the lunch table was silent. And I'm not self-aware enough to know that I've just like kind of ruined everyone's day. And so I'm just sitting there with like the reality of like what I witnessed. And Donovan is like, this guy, there's something wrong. I don't like it. This is bad.
No.
I'm trying to tell y'all now.
If that was the only view I had of you, yeah, like that's how you write a character in a TV show that you want to have be off-putting. Is you have them walk up to a table and just rattle off some random not fun things.
I definitely learned how to clear a room before I learned how to work a room. So
and this is my that's good. This is my friend Josh. Did you know goat testicles are called Rocky Mountain oysters? Okay, well.
Because I also wasn't looking at anyone when I said it, so it just made it that much more like terrifying, creepy, whatever. So then Donovan was like very put off of me, and then
yeah, you got that. Josh, you walk around with that school shooter vibe. That's what you got going.
And then I made it worse because he like, I don't know. I think he felt like because he thought I was crazy, he needed to be a little bit more like. I'm trying to think of how to put it. I think he felt like he needed to show he wasn't scared of me, which is already not necessary because he's like 6'4". Yeah, he's a big dude. I'm not. I think he thought I would bite him or something because I'm not a big man. So like, I don't know why you would be scared of me.
Well, someone who walks in with that energy though is probably into swords.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you gotta watch that kid.
Yeah. So then basically there was one more instance where I did a crazy thing and then he matched me horribly. So I was alone with Donovan in Tyler's room because we were both waiting for Tyler to get back so we could go to a concert.
Was it like a dorm?
And yeah, it's a dorm, right? So
because there was an apartment, but you guys decided to sit in his bedroom. No. It's a dorm. I'm just helping paint the scene, buddy. You're good.
Yeah. And so basically, I shown up to Tyler's dorm room, and then Donovan answered, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Tyler's not here yet, but I guess if you want to wait for him, are you going to the concert too?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, I guess if you want to wait for him, you can wait here. And so I sat down and waited, and then he was sitting on the bed. And then I don't know if he said something or he did something where I was like, I'm not going to let this dude intimidate me. All right? I'm going to do something crazy to show him I'm not scared of him.
Okay, so this one you're doing on purpose.
This one I did on purpose.
The previous crazy was just you. This one, though, is an intent to be crazy. Okay.
Yeah. So then Kanye's 808 Heartbreak had just come out, right? And I worked at the college radio station, so I got an early copy of it.
Okay.
So as I was listening to it, I played it loud and I sang this one lyric because I was like, all right, this will really get him, right? And it's the thing from Say You Will, where Kanye's like, when I grab your neck, I touch your soul, right? And so then I like just sort of low sang that. And David just stared at me, and I stared at him, and I was like, I felt like I should have said something, like I should have said, like, "What's up?" Yeah, but like I didn't say anything. Then he was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this little dude intimidate me. All right, I'm tired of his crazy ass, and I'm gonna show him I'm not scared of him. So then we both get a text from Tyler, like, "Hey, I'm not coming back to the room. Just meet me there." So then we head out together. As we go to head out together, he's locking the door room, like he's locking his door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ow. And he turns around, he's like, what happened? I was like, oh, I think a mosquito bit me or something. Cause like I'm really itchy all of a sudden and everything. And he just looks around, eyes wide, darting, and then sees the mosquito and goes, you hurt my friend. And then he punched the wall as hard as he could. And then when he moved his hand, there was a dead mosquito on the wall. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't want these problems. That's terrifying. And now, months later, when we're actually all friends, like me, Eric, Tyler, Donovan, we had this conversation where I explained why I did what I did, and he explained why he did what he did. Yeah. And it all made sense after that.
No, it didn't. I can tell you right now, it did not make sense.
It did. It wrapped it up with a bow. The story is perfect.
Absolutely does not. It does not wrap it up.
It landed perfectly, like a plane.
Well, they do most of the time. So wait, then after he punched the mosquito, then you were, because all you said was, "Oh, I don't want these problems." Were you guys like friends after that, or do you just decide like, "Oh, I'm not going to try to intimidate him with Kanye lyrics anymore"? I'm gonna give him some distance. Like y'all, you just crazied each other into friendship. This is two people enacting Stockholm syndrome on each other. Like you guys held each other hostage with your separate crazy. Yeah. And then I guess we're friends now.
Yeah, because I feel like we still weren't friends for maybe one more week after that happened, because I was like, when he punched the wall, I was like, oh wow, that was extra. Oh geez, because it shook the wall. Like he's a big man, and then when he moved his hand and the mosquito was there, I was like, because he didn't even say like got it or anything, like he didn't even seem excited. He was just like, he punched the mosquito and then was like, let's go. And so then I was like, yeah, this dude is crazy. I don't want to have anything. This is terrifying. And then maybe after a week or so, when we were all hanging out and we're realizing we were becoming friends, like we were realizing that we meet up after classes and we spend most of our evenings hanging out, that we were like, you know what's crazy is that when we met, I actually didn't like you for this reason.
You know what's crazy? Everything we fucking did. Wasn't that crazy? That thing you did with the Kanye lyrics, that was weird, super weird, really weird thing to do to another human.
Yeah, but I had explained why I did it, which was like, look, I couldn't just have you being taller than me and like running around here.
I know it'll sort out this height difference. Some Kanye West. That'll really sort out the height differential. Problem solved. Because I'm going to say, when I grab your neck, I grab your soul, or whatever. That'll knock him down about 6 inches. That'll do it.
Yeah, because crazy has no height.
Exactly. Oh man. Well, I'm glad you guys made it. I'm
Yeah.
speechless. I that is.
I'm glad that we made it. I'm glad the neighborhood is happy. I'm glad that, I'm glad they're still doing burnouts. They still have gas money.
Yeah, I heard that going again.
Biden Harris 2020. We out here.
Jesus Christ. We've been getting a lot of emails and like reviews lately about people just saying they appreciate my genuine concern for your stories. I'm excited when we start putting up the video elements that people can see me in real time struggle with some of these stories. Because all I could do for a minute there was just cover my face. Well, that's interesting. Did you ever? I feel like you and I just became friends very quickly. We were kind of fast friends. Did you ever have any moment where you thought you'd have to intimidate me? Was there ever a moment you're like, I maybe gotta bring this guy down a peg with some dark lyrics?
No, you only got like 2-3 inches on me, so I think we were Gucci.
Fair enough.
I feel like that's a primal thing. It's like I have to show this person I'm not scared of them, and I'm just gonna be crazy.
No. I mean, you're right to an extent, but just not the way you're saying it. Is because I do get it when you meet people like that, and you do want to let them know like you're not going to take their shit or whatever. But like, I don't. It's just your tactic that's really throwing me off. Is they just like, I'm going to put on this song and I'm going to say this one. I'm going to say this one lyric. I'm gonna mutter a threatening song lyric to get his attention. As I'm sitting in his dorm, I'm gonna go to his dorm room where he lives and feels safe, and I'm gonna mutter a threatening song lyric to this guy just to let him know I'm not scared of him.
So I should also point out that he actually hadn't done anything expressly intimidating until the mosquito thing, which is kind of after 2 of my things. So, in retrospect, he didn't do anything wrong.
No, you came out swinging with Crazy Bud.
The first Crazy was completely unintentional. I saw the thing and then I was shooken up by it.
Yeah, that was you just had squirrel sex PTSD, so that's what happened there. It
was like watching the documentary without David Attenborough. It's like nothing was cute about it. Nothing was cool about it.
It was
just sex and murder.
It was just nature at its most primal. Someone's gonna get fucked and someone's gonna get got. That's how it goes in these nature docs, baby. Oh my God. Yeah, okay. I don't know how much more time we want to spend on this, but walk me through just again. What caused you to do the Kanye thing? What made you
I don't remember if he had said or done anything extra. I think I just felt his vibe off of that cafeteria moment, and then I was like,
how separate were these instances? How
like days. Like days.
Okay. So you walked into his dorm being like, he's still weird about the squirrel thing. I better threaten him. Oh, maybe I came off too strong before. I know it'll fix it.
This is all I'm saying. All right, I'm just. Jeez. Okay. Look, this is.
I'm sorry. You broke me with this one, bud. I don't know. It is.
I was
Much like those guys racing around your block. This is just running circles in my brain, and it is continually fascinating me.
So look, I was coming from a place where I wasn't going to his dorm room in my mind. I was going to meet Tyler to go do something with Tyler that I didn't even know Donovan was also going to do.
Right.
So then in my mind, I'm not just sitting in his room to intimidate him. I'm sitting in his room and I'm like, all right, if we're going to keep both being around Tyler, then like,
we must fight for his love.
Yeah, I mean, I can't have you sort of like treat me like I'm crazy. So let me be so crazy you won't say anything.
Right.
And that's what I did. And then when he punched that mosquito, the fact that he actually killed that mosquito was like, I still think about that.
Yeah.
Because that's accuracy on top of like just good hand-eye coordination and strength, and like he hit it hard. Like he hit it too hard.
He also said to the mosquito, "You hurt my friend." So
yeah.
Now I'm imagining a situation where Donovan had decided you were his friend and he was going to protect you. And then you showed up and were like, well, grabbed your neck. Grabbed your soul.
I didn't think about that till afterwards though. Like it isn't until retrospect sets in that you realize how long you've actually been friends with your friends.
Right.
Like I like with you and I feel like we became fast friends. Like I feel like within 2 weeks I was like going over to your place and like Maddie knew me and we would like go to Mike's together. You know what I mean?
Maddie's my dog.
But then Maddie's his dog. I
don't know. I just felt like saying that because you just said Maddie knew me.
No, I know, but because I almost went like I was petting Maddie, and then I just said Maddie knew me, so it was funny that you were then like, guys, Maddie's a dog, just because Josh doesn't know how to talk to people. But yeah, like, so I think that with Donovan, Eric, Tyler, we all became faster friends than it felt like in that year. But looking back to like the freshman year of college now, I'm like, oh, we were friends in no time. But those moments, like just when you're in it, those moments feel like an eternity. It's like you're at this new place and
especially,
you don't know anybody.
The moments feel longer too when you take the time to just openly threaten each other. That really elongates a moment. When you turn just a simple hangout into fucking high noon, it really it makes things feel longer. I will say that. Yeah.
I mean, I can see that.
Yeah. So, wow.
Like I said, Donovan didn't do anything wrong.
Listen, bud, my reactions have not been about what Donovan did. That is not what I've been hung up on. I am casting no stones at Donovan. I've been completely hung up on the insane man muttering threatening lyrics at somebody just because he's getting a vibe that he thinks he needs to pick a moment to be quietly crazy and threatening. That's what I'm hung up on. It's not Donovan. I honestly feel like Donovan gave you too many chances. Well, we're over an hour. Do you? God, you're fucking weird. I love you to death. You're so fucking weird. Oh, Oh, you're great. Okay.
If there wasn't a copyright on it, I'd sing the lyric right now, but I don't want those problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Kanye's not president now, so he's got time to track people down. So.
Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. I am so happy to be doing this podcast with one of my best friends that I became fast friends with, and not, in a weird battle over time and lyrics for us to figure each other out. If you're looking for more of us, you can find me on social, on Instagram at Josh Johnson Comedy, on Twitter at Josh Johnson, at Facebook at Josh J Comedy, and YouTube at Josh Johnson Comedy, where very soon we are going to start posting videos of this very podcast. If you want to see what our faces look like while we're reacting to each other's stories, then that'll be where you can do it. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can find me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get a hold of us at the show, you want to send us an email, you can do that at joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can send us a question or just a review, drop us a line. We're covering those right now in what we're calling our Monday mailbag. We're testing that out. We'll see, but we're going to handle those there for a little bit. And because it's been fun giving them a little more time, a little more space to breathe and not worrying about, right? Don't you think so?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for that enthusiastic endorsement.
I mean, this is how I say everything. This is why no one believes that I have feelings.
But you can get a hold of us there. And, if you could leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, a 5-star review, if you feel so kind, and leave us a review there. We like to cover those. And if you could follow us on Spotify, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, or if you could just get some friends to listen to it, go to your friend's dorm room, put on this podcast, just like say some weird, vague, threatening shit. Do whatever you can. Just spread, help share the show, with your friends.
Was that a dig at me?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. No, we're good. It's a mosquito there. Don't fuck with me.
Speaking of honeymoons ending, this Jonathan Majors. Wow. Ugh. There's so much about it, so you just be patient with me. I've been waiting to even talk about it because I wanted to learn as much as I could. I'm still missing stuff. Admittedly, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to get this right. There's so much media around it. I don't even mean coverage. I mean actual there's a tape of him being recorded. There's CCTV of them. There's a lot going. There's body cam footage. There's a lot to distill. I felt like I was part of the jury. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, how do I stay impartial? All of this looks so bad. You know what I mean? Like, you take the CCTV alone. We don't know what happened in the car, but apparently in the car is when she scratched up his face, and it's when he hurt her finger. All we see is CCTV of him getting out the car and then her trying to get out the car, right? Because in this moment, she's discovered that he's cheating. All right? So now he's trying to get out of the car. She's trying to get out of the car. He picks her up and puts her back in the car like a toddler, right? Like he just sort of lifts her up and is like there, right? And then this man took off. He ran. He ran like it was the full caution sign. That's the last time I've seen somebody have a foot that high and a head that forward. And my man was over here like, huh, like it just fully running. And that's how you can tell he cheated too, because he running like a cheater. He running like, no, I gotta get out of here. I can't be here right now. She saw a text message, you know? And then she took off and she ran after him. And she caught up. And that shocked me. She caught up. This nigga trained for Creed 3 and she caught up in heels like it was nothing. That's crazy. I didn't know getting cheated on gave you superpowers because This dude is booking it, and she right behind him, clickety-clacking it in those heels, trying to get that phone, right? And so then you just see another CCTV angle, and you see him running the other way. And this time, it's scarier, because this time, she not running. This time, she's stalking him like Jason, just... And she a little drunk too, so she looked like she gonna fall. I'm like, he really didn't need to run anymore, but clearly he did. She still caught up to him. This man ran his knees off, and she just over here. And then they run into like 3 random people. And then she did the thing that I think a lot of people do when they're in like the midst of like, maybe they're a little drunk. They just found out they got cheated on or something's going on in their relationship or something. So she meets these 3 people who don't know them, who do not, I cannot stress that enough, who do not seem to know them at all. And she's like, well, fuck you, I'm going to hang out with my new friends. And then she just becomes these 3 people's problem. And then John Majors seemed to walk off, right? Seemed to just walk off into the night. So it's like that. Take that video alone, right? It's hard to decide how you feel about that, because in my mind, I'm just being honest, right? Just hear me out. In my mind, I don't know what else he should have done, because everything he should have done happened before that night. He shouldn't have cheated. If he didn't cheat, maybe none of this would have happened. But he cheated. I'm saying in the night in question, in this moment, he runs. He's out of cardio. Like, this is... Like, she clearly should have played Apollo Creed. If she tuckered him out that easy, then you go to the next day. Because the next day is when he finds her in the closet. Yeah. This dude comes home and he finds her in the closet. And look, Jonathan Majors is too big and black to find any white woman. That's astounding. The fact that because now he's the one that called the cops. To my understanding, he's the one that called cops being like, hey, that's the only time I've seen someone call the cops, and you can hear it in his voice where he's like, I'm gonna need you to sit down. Before you send anybody, I need you to hear the full sentences I'm saying, because this is gonna look bad, right? And then the cops come, and then they lift her up and everything, and someone can correct me, I don't know what happened in this particular part. It seems like she came home and she was like maybe changing or whatever, and then fell asleep in the closet, because it's like a walk-in closet. I don't really know what happened there. But then you hear Jonathan talk about it in an interview that he shouldn't have done. This interview was a bad idea. I'm not saying I would have any good ideas if I was him, but I'm just saying this interview was pretty bad, because they ask him, how she sustained those injuries to her finger and all stuff like that. And then Jonathan Majors says, I wish to God I knew. Nigga, you were there. Like, I know you don't think you did it, but like, whatever. So then in the interview, they're cutting between his interview and then pieces about him. They're using scenes from him in movies. And then they use a recording where he is arguing with her, right? And this is a big thing for me. This is a huge thing. And I hope it doesn't spill out into the rest of the world, because a lot of celebrities do it. And I pray that we don't get to the point where we're doing it. If you need to secretly record anyone you are dating, break up with them. Please. Because this is my thing. Say what you want about her, say what you want about him. They clearly had a toxic dynamic. They had a bad dynamic from what seems like the start, right? And so for her to be recording him secretly means that she knows something's up with him. So leave, like leave. And I'm not saying leave as if it's easy. I'm not saying leave as in you should just always feel safe to leave. I'm just saying you need to start coming up with an exit strategy, because then the recording is one of the worst recordings. It feels like right out of Law and Order, the recording. The recording is so damn bad. Okay, so basically, I don't really know the context of the recording. It sounds like from the recording that she came home drunk, or she was acting up drunk or something like that, which apparently in their dynamic she had been known to do, right? So there's some, I don't even know if this is true, that maybe this is hearsay, but there was some instance where out of nowhere, one of the reasons a lot of people told him to break up with her is that she was drunk at a party one time. They had some sort of argument and she hauled off and slapped him in front of everybody, right? In front of everybody at the party, just, and like a real like telegraphed the whole shit. I couldn't believe he got hit. I was like, all that Creed 3 and you don't know how to box? You over here just eating shots? That's crazy. That's boxing 101. Somebody does this, you do this. I'm not even a fighter and I know that. I'm just saying, like she, whatever. I don't know what actually happened. All I know is the recording starts with him being like, listen, I'm doing a lot right now. I'm doing a lot for my people. I'm doing a lot for the culture. I am a great man. Give me a second. I think I can honestly say in a lot of relationships I've watched, especially like just straight relationships, there's a point where a guy feels, not even saying it's right, underappreciated for being maybe even a good boyfriend or good husband, right? And they will say something to try to stick up for how they feel in the moment. They'll be like, look, I'm a great guy. Most guys aren't like me out there. You know, they'll say something to try to save it. And in the moment, it always doesn't. It never sounds the way it's like in your head. It sounds like it's evening the playing field. Like in your head, you're like, I can't believe you're coming down on me so hard. I'm a good boyfriend. I'm a great boyfriend. You know that? I'm such a good boyfriend. Your friends say I'm a great boyfriend to you when they don't think I can hear it, and I hear it, and I take that to the moon, and I'm using it now. That's what it sounds like in our head. What it sounds like out loud when you're in the middle of an argument is, I'm a great man. The fact that he actually said, I am a great man. And look, I don't know what it's like to date either one of them. I'm just going off of what we've seen and what I've seen that has happened, right? I don't know what it's like to date either one. I'm just saying, I can see how you're in the moment and you really think you're cooking. But it should be a sign to you that the person that you're like just going off on is saying nothing. And look, if I'm being honest with you, when I listen to that recording, I do think it's a little bit of a setup because she says nothing, right? And you can tell she a little drunk too, because the only thing you can hear is like him being like, I'm a great man, and her be like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like if you listen real close, you can hear a couple hiccups. I'm not saying that gives him the right to be over here. I'm a great man, you know, like. And look, to be fair, maybe she was just recording him because he kept telling her to be like Coretta, and she had no fucking idea what that meant. She's like, I'm a white woman that was born in the UK. I don't know how to connect these two things. Be more like Coretta. And then in the interview, he's like, look, when I said that, I wasn't I wasn't comparing myself to Dr. King. I was just trying to say that these are the people I aspire to be. And so if I'm going to get there, I need someone like her to help me get there. And I'm like, all right, but you did say Coretta. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be different if he was just like, I need you to do better. I need you to do better sounds, outside looking in, sounds completely fair. I need you to do better. I need you to do better than getting drunk at functions that I'm with that I'm trying to network. I need you to do better than slapping me in my face in front of a bunch of people. I just need you to do better. There's a huge amount of middle ground. Between, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it would be like my girlfriend being like, listen, you do not help enough around the house. I get that you tour, I get that you have shows at night, but I need your help around the house, all right? So when you're about to go, just take the trash out with you. That's a simple thing that you can do. Just take the trash out with you. Just do a little better. She didn't say, I need you to be Malcolm X. Do you see the difference? It's also just, I don't know, that the thing that really bothers me about Jonathan Majors is that he didn't make it. He made it. All this happened after he made it. And it's so hard. And like even take away for a second being a black actor. Take away for a second where he comes from. It's hard in general. This is like the NFL of drama. And he made it. And then this happens, you know? And he has nobody to blame but himself. Just like it's a lesson to all of us. If there's something that you want more than anything else, you cannot let other things get in the way of that thing, especially when they don't bring you anything good, you know? And some people made it purely about race. I don't think that Jonathan Majors is a lesson that you need to date within your own race. I think he's a lesson you need to date within your own weight class, because the optics are terrible, all right? Jonathan Majors is 34 years old. Jonathan Majors is 34. That blew my mind. He's 34. We're closer in age than I ever thought. He's 34. And he doesn't look 34. That man looked 46 from 1958. Every time I see Jonathan Majors, I'm like, he should be in sepia tone. Like, and people, and look, I want to be clear for a second. A lot of people had a weird, and I'm talking about outside of all this stuff before any of it ever happened. A lot of people had a weird hate for him that I didn't understand, and they went out of their way to call him ugly, and they went out of their way to just like go with his features and stuff like that. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying he does look like a time traveler, all right? Like if he told me he knew Dr. King personally and that he had a time machine, I'd be like, no wonder you want everybody to be like a Coretta. You know her so well.
When that bitch